I'm Bella, the Maker Mama boss lady behind Bella's Custom Crochets, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I don't know if you remember, but my first ever video on YouTube was how to set up for a craft fair. I will make sure to link that video for you as well and put a card in, but basically that was an outdoor setup. That was 2019. This is 2020. Things are a little different now, but if you're interested in a large 10 by 10 tent with lots of tables and stuff, you can jump over to that video. And I also have a how to set up for a small indoor video from last year as well. But basically today I'm going to be walking you through how to set up. I have like a 5-foot table and a couple racks and bins and stuff. A lot of stuff over here. A lot of stuff that I'm going to be basically showing you live how I set it up. And then I'm going to walk you through some of my products and my display and all sorts of good stuff. Hopefully it's going to be helpful if you're wondering how you should be setting up for a craft fair. This is by no means the only way you can set up for a craft fair, a market, a farmer's market, a pop-up, whatever you're doing, but this is how I do it. I've been selling for maybe 4-ish years in person, and I've learned a lot, and I change my setup a little bit every year, and this year's definitely different. All of my previous large outdoor events that I would have been doing back in like September got canceled, but I was given the opportunity to do 2 very small pop-ups at 2 local businesses, so I'm practicing my setup for that and figured I should record for you. So I'm going to time-lapse you through the setup process, and then we'll talk about what's what. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I'm going to try to be thorough about like what items for display that I'm using. I'll try to leave links in the down bar. If I can't find the exact item, because some of them I've had for a few years, I'll try to link you to something similar on Amazon or the like. And there'll be links to all of the patterns and stuff that I'm using as well. Oh, and just in case somebody asks, this is my One Skein Wonder Cowl Light pattern. It's free on my blog, Fingering Weight. And this is the Anuk pullover, and it's currently in testing, so it will be out December of 2020. You can find a pattern drop video for this on my channel, and there'll be one for this one soon. All right, let's get started. You guys ready? Let's set up for an indoor pop-up market. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have this set up. Definitely going to tweak some things day up. What I'm working with right now is a 5-foot table. I have a lot of table options based on different events that I've done. Like I said, I was typically doing outdoor in a 10 by 10 tent, so I have 2 8-foot tables and usually a 4-foot table that I'm utilizing, sometimes a 5-foot. But yeah, the spaces that I'm going to be in this year are a lot smaller. They're indoor. So I know the second event's in a yarn shop, and I'm probably going to have to make do with just this table. Maybe that over there. Better, probably not the garment rack. But the first event's in a pottery cafe, and I think I might be able to get away with the 8-foot table, so this will probably spread out a little bit. But even if this isn't the final display that I end up with, I think it's very helpful as a tip to you if it's your first event or even your first event of the season. And maybe if you have new products or new display items, it's a great idea to set up before. It's such a pain. I lugged this all out of my basement. I was going to do it video or not. But yeah, hauled it all out. I'm going to have to haul it all back down. The event's not for 3 weeks. But it's really helpful to be able to either take a video of yourself and step back, or maybe ask a friend, how does it look? Or even just some pictures to be able to kind of remove yourself from it and be like, oh, that's balanced. Or like, I know this over here looks ridiculous. I'm going to make it taller. I might use I have like a sewing table. I might flip sideways and put that and get some height. Because obviously that's a weird height and no one's going to want to do a squat to look at themselves in the mirror. And I'm not sure if I said, but this is currently, tomorrow's the first day of November, 2020. Dun, dun, dun. So the rules are weird. I need to double check. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to let people try stuff on. If I'm not, I'm going to remove the mirror. Typically, my larger events that I had done in the past, I used to do events starting in September through like December, every other week-ish. So I did a lot of events prior to now, but they all got canceled. So the 2 that I'm doing are just indoor, small local businesses, not a big crowd. They're going to be distancing how many people are in the building at a time, that whole deal. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to let people try stuff on. Typically, I'd have a standing mirror as well, but I don't think I'm going to have the room in the space. So I know I'm going to tweak this. I'm not loving. I might, see, I have some duplicate colors. I might take out the duplicates. The only reason I have them all out is because the pom-poms are all different on them. Comment below if you have input or questions. I'm happy to try and answer them. We'll see. But I might take out the duplicate colors and just have like a bin underneath that I can slide out and be like, look, more hats, if people are looking for something else. Because it looks cluttery and like this is not going to be easy for people to get stuff out of. And it might want to fall down on them. Yeah, there's that. The reason the bins aren't attached is so that it's easy to take them in and out of the building. So I'm going to walk you through what I have here. I still have a whole bin of like chalkboardy stuff that I need to make signs for to kind of clip on things and better the whole display. But I'm going to try to step by step take you through how I set up and maybe help you. Of course, this isn't how you have to set up. This is just how I'm doing this particular event. And yeah, I'd love to know if you have any tips that you think might help me or help somebody else. Leave them down in the comments because this is aimed at somebody who might be new at this. So let's help each other out. Let me take you through the method to this madness. Also, I moved that lamp that was in the corner of the frame. Sorry about that. I had to move all of my furniture today to make this video happen. So the other side of my porch is looking like utter chaos. Let's go through what I did. So I'm going to give you a kind of a slow pan of what I have. Some things that I've learned. This inventory, I will say, is all left over from last year because I made a ton and a half because I had so many events. What I would probably do differently would be limit some of the colors that I have. I think I have too many options. And I know that branding, I feel like my brand is like rainbow colors, but I probably don't need, 4 different shades of bluish green and all of that. Like, limit a little bit would be better. But I'm gonna put this out because I have this stuff, and honestly, my brand isn't focused on finished objects and events anymore. I'm more focused on designing. So if this stuff doesn't get sold, it's probably getting donated soon. So I'm gonna put this stuff out. I'm going to walk you through the display stuff first, I think, and then I will walk you through the items themselves. Let's see. Okay, so the table we've already established is 5 foot. That there is from Vistaprint. It's supposed to be wrinkle-free, but as you can see, it's got some wrinklage to it. I think it's like polyester. And yeah, they have all different sizes. Vistaprint is a great company to get custom businessy things. If you need them, they are a great resource. I believe someone asked me last time, I think that's a 32-inch like table banner. In the past, I have done events where I had a hanging banner as well, but doing indoor, that's not always an option, and if it's windy outside, that can get wild. So I like this table one. It's got my logo, and it's easy, and maybe I should iron it. Underneath is a boring white tablecloth, and then the black and white one's actually a shower curtain, because I think it adds a little something with the white banner against the white tablecloth. All right, what other display things can I tell you about? We got crates, as you can see. These are, I don't remember what size they are. What do you look like? Maybe like 16 by 12 or something? I'm not good with eyeballing measurements, but they're plain wooden crates. They come unpainted, and I have, I think, 6 of them. I threw that on top of a bin just to make it a little taller. But I got them at Joann, but you can get them all sorts of craft stores. You might even be able to get them at, I don't know if like a Home Depot or something would have them, but you can find them on Amazon as well. I'll link something down below for you. But got them plain, painted them with just some paint that I had left over from house projects. And they're great for both storage and display purposes. Chalkboards, I think, are awesome. These are little, like, chalkboard rectangles. I will say all of the chalkboard products that I have, I've repainted over. I don't know if you can see the brush marks, but they are chalk pens, but I found if you don't wash the chalk pens off immediately, they don't actually come off. So I got like a $4 jar of chalkboard paint, and I just repaint over the whole thing every year because they kind of get scuffed up being thrown in and out of bins by the end of the season. So it's nice to freshen them up. So I have a bunch of those. And then over here, let's take you on the ground here. That's my porch. I have a whole bin of other chalkboardy options from Joann and the like that if I had a larger event, I might do some more signage. But I think I'm going to have to just do some of these little guys. Come back. I believe I also got these at Joann. They may have been from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. But they are on little clothespins. So I also repaint those every season. That's obviously a new pack, but paint over, and then I can clip them on things like the hats in different sizes and stuff. If you have different sizes, it's helpful to clip like small, medium, large, that sort of thing. What else? I have a garment rack. This one's off Amazon. It is actually no, it's from Walmart. It's a 2-tier one, which I think is helpful because you're utilizing some more space there. I will say it's not the sturdiest of things, but it does all right. Outdoor events where it got windy, we did actually anchor it to the tent so it didn't blow over. But indoors, it'll be fine. It comes apart at the second half, so it's easy to fit in a car, trunk, or whatnot. But if I were to replace anything business-wise, I realize I put all the hangers on backwards now. If I were to replace anything, it would probably be a prettier garment rack, and also probably some wood hangers, because those aren't super classy looking, but is what it is. What else do we have? We have a mirror. We talked about the mirror. And that's pretty much it for display stuff. I have a couple little trinkety things over here. This, my husband painted. It might look like my toddler painted it, but my husband did. Actually, at the sister store of the pottery studio I'm going to be at. Business cards, again, from Vistaprint. Make sure you have business cards. Make sure you have business cards where people can find you. What else can I show you? Tags. I have leather tags that were done for me. It's got my fox on it. Those ones are the fox, and then the beanies say BCC on them. Those were done for me by a local lasering artist. I don't know what he calls himself, but Pat Carroll Designs does those for me. And I think that's about it for display bits and pieces. That's another crate I painted. The blurry finger probably isn't really helping you, is it? And then this is my cash box. It is going to be inside of that wooden crate. I'm probably going to be standing outside of the display, which actually maybe I shouldn't put my cash box. I'm going to have to think about this. I'm probably not going to stand behind the table. One, because I will get lost back there. So maybe I'll have to move the garment rack and stand in between the garment rack and the table. But the cash box, ours comes with a cord. I don't need to show you. It has cash in it. And comes with a cord that you can anchor it to a table. So no tricksy people can run off with your cash. Some people do those little, like, almost like fanny pack apron things with the cash, but I don't want to be wearing that much change and money on my waist. So we do a cash box. And the other thing that I can highly recommend that you get is a square card reader. I think probably this year in particular, a lot of people aren't going to be carrying cash because it's a little more contact-y. This is the paid for version. I believe it's about $50, and it's got the chip reader. They also have a fancier tablet type version where it's like actually a little cash register. But this one you can do the tap to pay as well. This is the free version of Square. It's the swipe one. This one we found is a little fickle. I usually end up having to run cards multiple times, but we keep it as a backup. That one's free, I believe, unless they've changed something. You can go to square.com, I think, and get one of those. Square is a great, I don't know if they'd call themselves a product, but they're a great company to have as a small business. They have a great point of sale system, and it tracks all of your revenue, and you can split it down and do like export spreadsheets and stuff for taxes and the like. So really recommend Square. If you're going to get something for your business, invest in this. You probably don't need the whole fancy tablet thing, but this chip reader is awesome. And then this is my older free PayPal swipe version. I'm not even sure this is a thing anymore, but we keep them just as backup. I have them in the cash box in case something goes wrong. This does better with Wi-Fi. It has an offline version, but if you turn it into offline, it charges the cards after the fact, so it's not as much protection, I believe, is how it works. If I misquoted that, I'm sorry. I will link you to Square down below. Get one of those. All right, I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to move this cash box because it's kind of in the way. I'm going to move this cash box one-handed. I'm going to move this cash box. There we go. Okay. The only other things I didn't show you is I'm underneath the table. I always have a bunch of gift bags. The stamp is also made for me by the guy that does the tags, Pat Carroll Designs. And I'll throw a business card. Last year I had a print up of all the events I was going to be at that I was tossing in there, but we're not doing that this year. So bags are great because if somebody buys a really fancy scarf from you and then you're like, here, you carry that while you go eat lunch and paint pottery, that's kind of rude. So have some bags, maybe a couple different sizes. And I just think the logo is cute. And then I don't know if I'm bringing this with the pottery, but at the yarn store one, I'm definitely bringing, I have a folder. It doesn't have actually the entire printed pattern. I just print the cover sheet and the stuff you need, materials one. I print them at home with my color printer, but you could definitely go and print them at like Staples or something. And what I'm going to do is email them the PDF afterwards or get their email and I can send it to them through Ravelry if they have a Ravelry account. So this is just, I have a bunch more I need to print out for this year because these are just last year's, but it's easier than having to make myself a sign or have all of my items because like I don't have my fancier luxury items for sale at events. So I think this is a great idea if you're going to be at an event where there might be other fiber people, or even if you're not, to have it under your table just in case somebody says, oh, I crochet, and then you're like, whoop, there you go, I can help with that. So that's all of my patterns. Okay, what else can I tell you about? Let's start over here. I've already introduced Bolin. The shirt, if you're wondering, is actually on the mannequin backwards. And it is by my friend Sarah of Block 21 Prints. The front says by Handmade, make an artist happy, but I put it on backwards because I think that side's cute. The mirror's kind of taken away from it. All right, Puff and Pom beanies, hands down bestseller. Have a pattern for this. It's available in my shops, and it's going to be going on the blog for free. I don't know if it'll be up at the time of this video, but Puff and Poms are always my bestseller. They are adult womanish size, but I do sell a lot to kids as well. With there's room to grow in there as a selling point. You can cuff the top and definitely fits youth size as well. Those are bulky. They work up really quick. And most of the yarns that you're going to see are Lion brand. I think actually all of the yarns you are looking at, except maybe some of those, are all Lion brand yarns. And if you grab any of the patterns from me, all of the yarn details will also be listed in there. So I'm not going to talk you through each yarn. But Puff and Pom beanies definitely need to work on, like I said, that situation is treacherous. So I'm probably going to take some out. We'll figure it out. And yeah, this normally on the table would be a whole second display. In my tent setup, I'd have a whole second table with all that on it, but we will make do. Underneath are the Infinity and Beyond scarves. They are what's on Bolin over here. It's a loop scarf. It has a knit-like texture on the front, and then the reverse side is, it's kind of nubby, pebbly texture, so it's reversible. Those I consider to be a great gift item for just about anybody because everyone needs a scarf. And in the past, I've done a discount if you get a hat and scarf combo as well. Also, I should say pricing while we're talking about items. Pricing I'm not going to talk you through in this video because it's very complicated. But if you check out Knititude and Crochetpreneur, I think is how she says it, Pam of Crochetpreneur. I will link them as well for you. They have amazing pricing resources for how to properly price your handmade items so that you're actually making money on them. That's important. So those are those items, and I have the chalkboards to go with them. These ones here I'm going to have to make some little taggies for. These are not my super best sellers, but it's good to have a more unisex maybe version. Some people are like, yeah, but do you have it without the pom-pom? I can custom order. Another thing I will say, I will take custom orders at events, but custom orders for things I already make. I will not custom order you a dog sweater at an event, but if you would like a lavender colored hat and I don't have any in stock, I can custom order you that. So just know your limits before going in because people will ask for weird things and you don't have to be like, yes, I will make a sweater for everyone in your family by Christmas. Know your limits. All right, so these are the Bolton beanie. This is my husband's favorite hat. This one is actually, I think, the only worsted weight. Oh, no, that's a lie. This is the only worsted weight hat I have. It's super, super dense. It's got a knit-like look, and it's wicked warm. So I have a couple of those. Usually I have some blacks or some grays, but I sold out of those ones. So I have a pattern for that linked in my shops as well. And this one I don't have a pattern for because it's just such a standard basic beanie. I really can't claim that this is mine. Very basic. These I call my crow heart, like Carhartt, get it? Crow heart beanies. And I have them in a small and a large size. They fold over, cuff. I don't know if I don't think it's the exact same pattern, but if you are looking for something like that as a beginner crocheter or just something you can work up quick, I believe the Turtle Trunk has something similar. And you can probably find other ribbed easy peasy beanies as well. But these are a good non-pom-pom classic knit look but crochet option. And then we have Mama Bear Baby Bear hats. We have one adult size, kiddo, toddler, infant. Again, there's a lot of patterns out there like this, so I haven't written a pattern for them. This is how I do mine, but I believe that, who is it? Lady J Crochet has a super bulky version maybe. These are bulky, but these do great as gift items as well, and I've done discounts as well for sets. Take a couple dollars off if you get a mom and baby set type thing. And I just try to have a variety of color options for these, some neutral ones, because a lot of times people are like, oh, they're having a baby, but I don't know what, I was going to say, what kind of baby? What gender baby they're having. So in the past I've had some pinks and blues and stuff too, but just a couple options there. And oh, I Am the Boss, someone's going to ask. I believe I got that at Marshall's or TJ Maxx a couple years ago. Don't know if you could find another one. Got more puffin poms over here in rainbow order because that's how life should be. I don't think I mentioned, but I do make all the pom-poms myself. They all are faux fur. Last year I told someone, yeah, I make the pom-poms, and she looked at me like, you're slaughtering the foxes in your yard? Absolutely not. I am not slaughtering the foxes. Do you see my logo? I love those foxes. So yes, these are all faux fur, and I have a tutorial on my channel and blog on how to make your own faux fur pom-poms if you would like to. Pom-poms. Fun. And these I need to make a couple more of. These are a great little add-on item. It's a good idea to have a range of items. These are my inside, outside, upside down head wraps. Don't have a pattern for that one because, again, so basic. I am sure you can find something similar. I need to make a little tag for those guys and maybe make a few more. And then I think the only other add-on item I might do this year in this general corner, because, you know, let's use that whole table. I might do a couple crochet pumpkins for the first event because it's before Thanksgiving. Second event will be after Thanksgiving, so hopefully those pumpkins sell. But it's always a good idea. In the past, I've done like stress buddies, little crochet balls with faces and beads inside to like squeeze, or like ornaments, some little add-on type item. You know, those items that you're standing in the checkout line at the grocery store and you're like, oh, I need a $5, whatever that is. Yeah. All right. So over here, we have a garment rack. These are the there and back again button cowls. I put all of those hangers on backwards. Now I'm tripping on my cash box. There's a pattern for this as well, available in my shop. They're all a little bit different. This is also, this is actually super bulky, I believe. Super bulky pattern. You could probably do it in bulky as well. All of them have different buttons. Some of them are scrappy. I love these. These are my highest price point item. So they're not as quick of a sell, but they're pretty unique. So that does a lot. And usually day of, I'll wear one of those as well because people are kind of confused and they're like, oh, is it a baby poncho? And I'm like, sure, it could be a baby poncho. But it's a cowl. And one of the big selling points on these is that you don't have to do anything fancy to put it on. You don't have to arrange it. You just stick your head in it and you look fancy. Because some people are intimidated by infinity scarves. And also, we say that there's a pocket for snacks in there. Or cell phones. But snacks. And then the last thing that I'm going to have, if I can bring the garment rack, is these Granny Isosceles triangle scarves. They are super basic. I have a pattern free on my blog as well as in my shops for these. They are a granny stitch triangle scarf with some tassels. I got my tags on them again. And these can be worn like a shawl over the shoulders or a triangle scarf. Day of, I also sometimes wear one of those. I don't wear both, but I try and wear the items that people are like, but how do I wear that? It helps if you wear them on your body, or if you have more mannequins, put them on your mannequins, or make people come and help you and wear your stuff. I think, oh, there's so much stuff in here, guys. My porch is so crazy right now. I think that's about it. If I missed anything, please somebody ask me down below. I'd be happy to try and help. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, but I am by no means an expert. I hope that you found this helpful. And if you have any critiques for me, I know it looks cluttered. I have a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll move one of the middle one over and then put the cash box in the middle and stand in the middle. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Last look, and then I'm going to flip it around again. Setup is hard, you guys. So I hope some part of that helped you. It really helps me, like I said, to get the visual and just say like, and day of, it's stressful and it's usually pretty early in the morning and you don't know if you're going to be dealing with weather and all of that, and like, you know, your toddler could have a meltdown. In the past, my husband and daughter have come to events with me, but these are all going to be small, socially distanced, so it's going to be just me. And yeah, I have all the stuff stored in plastic bins, so it's easy to haul and throw in the back of our truck. I know not everybody has a truck or a trailer, so either borrow a friend's large car or don't have as much stuff as I have. That would help too. But it's hard when you have this much display and you just love crocheting and, you know, you make all this stuff. But all the stuff is stored in plastic storage bins. I think you know where to find those, but I can link them for you down below as well. Trying to think if there's anything else I could mention that you might find helpful. Oh, displays. We didn't talk about the candlesticks. This is a little out of order, but I think you saw I was using candlesticks to put hats on. I think that's really helpful to add some height and make your hats be 3D. Some people have those like little foam balls on sticks. Or some kind of hat stand, but those are just candlesticks, most of which I had in my life already. So repurpose what you have. Shop your house for display items. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can make it cute. Other things I can tell you. I throw a lavender sachet in the bins. I would advise against putting anything super scenty like a air freshener or a dryer sheet, because I know me personally, I can't do anything with fragrance. So if I was shopping and the hat smelled like a dryer sheet, that would be an automatic no for me. I think that's about it, guys. There's so much to cover in these videos. I may have repeated a few things, and I'm sorry if I did, but it's a lot. I hope you liked it. I hope your events go awesome. Even if they're 2020 events, I guess be happy you still have events. And make the best of them. And if anybody has tips, like I said, leave them down below, because we all need all the help and encouragement we can get. If you liked this video, if you liked me, if you mildly tolerated me, my channel is full of lots of crochet and fiber arts content. I have a bi-weekly podcast and I put up tutorials and pattern stuff, and yeah, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I hope you stick around. Thank you for coming and have a wonderful market season 2020. We're going to close out this year strong, guys. Thanks. Bye.